An unmanned aerial vehicle, or with various degrees of autonomy, such as autopilot assistance, up to fully autonomous aircraft that have no provision for human intervention. UAVs were originally developed through the 20th century for military missions too dull, dirty or dangerous for humans. As control technologies improved and costs fall, their use in the 21st century is rapidly finding many more applications. These include aerial photography, product deliveries, agriculture, policing and surveillance, infrastructure inspections, science, smuggling, and drone racing. Many terms are used for aircraft which fly without any persons on board. The term drone has been used from the early days of aviation, being applied to remotely flown target aircraft used for practice firing of a battleship's guns, such as the 1920s Fairey Queen and 1930s the Havilland Queen Bee. Later examples included the Airspeed Queen Wasp and Miles Queen Martinet, before ultimate replacement by the Gulf-Jindawak. The term remains in common use. An unmanned aerial vehicle is defined as a powered aerial vehicle that does not carry a human operator, uses aerodynamic forces to provide vehicle lift, can fly autonomously or be piloted remotely, can be expendable or recoverable, and can carry a lethal or non-lethal payload. UAV is a term that is commonly applied to military use cases. However, missiles with warheads are not considered UAVs because the vehicle itself is a munition. In deference to gender equality, the initialism is increasingly being taken to mean an uncrewed aerial vehicle. However, this terminology has issues with proposed autonomous aerial taxis, which would carry passengers. The term Unmanned Aircraft System in 2005 according to their Unmanned Aircraft System Roadmap 2005 to 2030. The International Civil Aviation Organization research, remotely piloted aircraft system. Many similar terms are in use. Quote, unoccupied and uninhabited are occasionally used as gender-neutral alternatives to unmanned. In addition to the software, autonomous drones also employ a host of advanced technologies that allow them to carry out their missions without human intervention, such as cloud computing, computer vision, artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, and thermal sensors, under new regulations which came into effect 1 June 2019. The term RPAS has been adopted by the Canadian government to mean a set of configurable elements consisting of a remotely piloted aircraft, its control station, the command and control links and any other system elements required during flight operation. The relation of UAVs to remote-controlled model aircraft is unclear. UAVs may or may not include model aircraft. Some jurisdictions base their definition on size or weight. However, the US FAR defines any uncrewed flying craft as a UAV regardless of size. For recreational uses, a drone is a model aircraft that has first-person video, autonomous capabilities, or both. UAVs may be classified like any other aircraft, according to design configurations such as weight or engine type, maximum flight altitude, degree of operational autonomy, operational role, etc. Based on their weight, drones can be classified into 5 categories: nano, miniature UAV or small, and large. Drones could also be classified based on the degree of autonomy in their flight operations. ICAO classifies uncrewed aircraft as either remotely piloted aircraft or fully autonomous. Some UAVs offer intermediate degrees of autonomy. For example, a vehicle that is remotely piloted in most contexts but has an autonomous return to base operation. Some aircraft types may optionally fly manned or as UAVs, which may include manned aircraft transformed into uncrewed or optionally piloted UAVs. Based on the altitude, the following UAV classifications have been used at industry events such as Park Aberporth Unmanned Systems Forum. An example of classification based on the composite criteria is U.S. military's Unmanned Aerial Systems classification of UAVs based on weight, maximum altitude and speed of the UAV component. The earliest recorded use of an unmanned aerial vehicle for warfighting occurred in July 1849. Serving as a balloon carrier in the first offensive use of air power in naval aviation. Austrian forces besieging Venice attempted to launch some 200 incendiary balloons at the besieged city. The balloons were launched mainly from land. However, some were also launched from the Austrian ship SMS Vulcano. At least one bomb fell in the city. However, due to the wind changing after launch, most of the balloons missed their target, and some drifted back over Austrian lines in the launching ship Vulcano. Significant development of drones started in the early 1900s, and originally focused on providing practice targets for training military personnel. The earliest attempt at a powered UAV was a Lowe's aerial target, in 1916. Lowe confirmed that Geoffrey de Havilland's Mo.